Hans von Spakovsky, heritage.org. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fine. So we got two things to tackle here. One is this healthcare issue. The other, of course, is the Nunes surveillance issue. What do you want to hit first?
Well, let's talk about the Nunes surveillance issue, since we don't know what's going to happen.
Right, exactly. You know, what's funny is the reaction to Nunes has been curious. People don't seem remotely curious about the information he has. They're more bent on attacking him.
Yes, and, that's tells you so much about the news media, who you would think would say, ooh, we need to dig into this and find out all the information we can from our sources. Instead, they're just attacking him for revealing what he has seen in these intelligence reports.
Yeah, and it's interesting. He seems to have a lot of information that certainly runs counter to the narrative we've been hearing from the media and indeed the Democrats and some Republicans.
Yeah, he's right about that. And what he's basically saying is that the NSA apparently gathered in phone calls between people that they were monitoring, I guess, overseas, and people in the Trump campaign, and there may have been what's called unmasking, which is that that's when they gather a lot of information on a lot of phone calls. They have to go through certain legal procedures if they think a particular call is interesting to find out, okay, who was the phone call? Who was the actual person there? And the allegation, in essence, is that without any legitimate intelligence-gathering reason, someone in the Obama administration with access to this information unmasked the people on the calls so that they knew it was people from the Trump campaign and then passed that information around, which is a total abuse of the law.
Well, that seems for sure, because, and of course, the timing of this, they're looking at the surveilling, and it was done at a time when President Obama was still in office.
That's exactly right, and it was, the use of our intelligence gathering for what it appears to be political purposes, because the people being targeted were in the opposition party and in the opposing presidential candidate of the president's party. That is one of the worst things that can possibly happen, and people ought to be really upset about this, and they ought to be wanting to dig into this to find out the truth of this and who did it inside the Obama administration. But they don't seem to be interested in that.
No doubt about it. I'm going to have you hang on if you can just for a second, because I want to come back to this. And there are certain legal situations that people are trying to say are involved here, and they want Nunes to be charged with a crime for whatever reason, for violation. I want to give you a referee job on that and see if you can stay on hold here. Hans von Spakovsky, I want to follow up on that. Also, the surveillance itself, was it done unnecessarily simply as a way to try to gather information on President Trump and his transition team? All that straight ahead.